Dear students, now let us consider next topic, that is Reynolds number. When the rate of flow of a fluid is large, the flow no longer remains laminar but becomes turbulent. When the rate of flow of a fluid is large, it means when a fluid is flowing at a faster rate with large speed. When a fluid is flowing with large speed, then it cannot be laminar, it cannot be steady, but it becomes turbulent. In a turbulent flow, the velocity of the fluid at any point in space varies rapidly and randomly with time. Some circular motions called eddies are also generated. An obstacle placed in the path of a fast moving fluid causes turbulence. The smoke rising from a burning stack of wood, oceanic currents, are turbulent. Twinkling of stars as the result of atmospheric turbulence. See here, when you look at the sky, stars appear twinkling. Why means, see, as the light from stars is coming, the density of the atmosphere is not uniform. Its density changes from layer to layer, and when density changes, the light ray suffers refraction, and the atmosphere's density is changing from layer to layer, and that density value also doesn't remain constant with time, but it changes with time. So because of that, we see twinkling of stars. Because of this, the refraction of light ray also not regular, not steady. The angle of refraction also changes from time to time. That's why we see the stars twinkling, and that is so the change in density of the atmosphere with time is called as atmospheric turbulence. Okay, twinkling of stars is the result of atmospheric turbulence. The wakes in the water and in the air left by cars, airplanes, and boats are also turbulent. So, in this para, we are suggested two things. One is a steady flow becomes turbulent when its speed increases. And second point is, he has given some examples for the turbulent flow. Now, here the Osborne-Reynolds observed that turbulent flow is less likely for viscous fluid flowing at low rates. See, when a fluid is flowing at low speed, then turbulence is less likely. Okay, he defined a dimensionless number whose value gives us an approximate idea whether the flow would be turbulent. This number is called the Reynolds number, and the formula is suggested is rho Vd by eta. So this is a dimensionless physical quantity, and it tells you at what numerical value the flow will be steady and at what numerical value it becomes turbulent. Okay, now let us concentrate on the expression given for the Reynolds number. So the Reynolds number is defined as rho Vd by eta by the scientist. Rho means a density of the fluid flowing through the pipe. V is velocity of the fluid, and Eta is coefficient of viscosity of the fluid and d is diameter of the pipe. Diameter of pipe. Now he says this is dimensionless. Whether it is dimensionless or not, let us see. Dimensional formula of density is, density means mass by volume. So mass by volume means length into breadth into height, L cube. So ml minus 3. Now dimensional formula of v, velocity. Velocity means L t power minus 1. Dimensional formula of diameter. Diameter is nothing but length, and dimensional formula of coefficient of viscosity. Just recently we derived ml minus 1 t minus 1. So let us substitute the values. So dimensional formula of R is equal to density ml minus 3, velocity L t minus 1, d means L by eta m L minus 1 t minus 1. So here we get m and m gets cancelled, and t power minus 1 gets cancelled, and here L into L square, 2 minus 3 L power minus 1, here L power minus 1, so it's cancelled. So you got 1. 1 means m power 0, L power 0 and t power 0. So that is Reynolds number is dimensionless. RC is a dimensionless number, and therefore it remains the same in any system of units. It is found that flow is streamline or laminar for Re less than 1000. The flow is turbulent for Re greater than 2000, and the flow becomes unsteady for Re between 1000 and 2000. So on the scale of Reynolds number, see, if the Reynolds number is less than 1000, the flow is steady, and if the Reynolds number is more than 2000, that is turbulent, and if the Reynolds number for a given flow is between 1000 and 2000, and that flow is called as unsteady. Why it is called unsteady means it switches between two states. That's why it is called as unsteady. You already know, as the flow speed increases at a certain value, the steady flow becomes turbulent. So the maximum velocity at which the steady flow becomes turbulent, that velocity is called critical velocity. So below critical velocity, the fluid will be steady, and above the critical velocity, the fluid becomes turbulent. So here on the scale we have mentioned, if Reynolds number is below 1000, the flow will be steady. and if the Reynolds number is above 2000, it will become turbulent. So here we are defining another physical quantity. The value of Reynolds number at which turbulence sets in, that is at what R value turbulence starts, that R value is called critical Reynolds number. Second point, its value found to be same for the geometrically similar flows. See here it is given the critical value of RE at which turbulence sets is found to be the same for the geometrically similar flows. For example, when oil and water with their different densities and viscosities flow in pipes of same shapes and sizes, turbulence sets in at almost the same value of RE. So here what he says, when oil and water with their different densities and viscosities flow in pipes of same shapes and sizes, turbulence sets in almost at the same RE. At the same RE. So it means, suppose one fluid you are taking water and another fluid you are taking what is given here, oil. So water is less viscous and oil is more viscous. See here, let me write here first. Let me consider the Reynolds numbers formula here. Reynolds number formula here. Let us consider. As an example, he has taken two different liquids. One is oil, another is water. So for these fluids, density will be different, coefficient of viscosity will be different, flow speed will be different. So these three values change from fluid to fluid, but diameter of the pipe is same. So these values change such that, but this number, the critical Reynolds number, depends only on the diameter of the pipe. So in this way it is given. See, when fluid is changed, rho may change, V may change and eta may change, but the critical Reynolds number depends only on D, because the value of the three remains nearly same. See, individually these may change, but the collective value of rho into V by eta, this will be same for any fluid, so that the critical Reynolds number just depends upon diameter of the pipe. So that is given here. So this property is used in engineering the ships and submarines. Here RE can also be written as so and so, that is RE is equal to, that is Reynolds number is equal to inertial force by force of viscosity. Thus Reynolds number represents the ratio of inertial force to viscous force. So what is said here, Reynolds number is a ratio between inertial force and force of viscosity. So whether it is correct or not, let us see. Now we have to show that Reynolds number is a ratio between inertial force and viscous force. First, let us derive expression for inertial force. Inertial force is given by Newton's second law, F is equal to ma. And here mass can be expressed in terms of density. How you know? Density is defined as mass by volume, or mass is equal to density into volume. See volume, see the pipe is in the cylinder shape, and volume is nothing but the area of cross section and the distance moved. So volume is equal to cross sectional area into distance moved. Cross sectional area into distance moved. Therefore, here in place of mass you can write rho A delta x. Now acceleration. Acceleration means change in velocity over a time interval. Here change in velocity is v minus 0. Time interval is delta t. So here you can write v by delta t. Rho A v delta x by delta t. See, with time this glass plate is moving, so the fluid layer in touch with that also moving with same velocity, and delta x by delta t gives the fluid velocity of that layer. So delta x by delta t is nothing but v. So we are getting delta A v square. So this is inertial force. Now let us calculate viscous force. Viscous force. To find viscous force, how we calculate? We know that stress is directly proportional to strain rate. Stress means F by A. Strain rate means delta x by L value, but L value is equal to D here. This is a pipe by time. Strain divided by time interval gives a strain rate. So here we write F by A is equal to, here we get a constant of proportionality, and that is eta, and delta x by d into delta t, that is delta x by delta t is nothing but v by d, or frictional force is equal to eta AV by D. Now let us substitute these values in this equation. Inertial force divided by, don't write, viscous force is equal to inertial force we got is rho a v square, and viscous force we got is d. So here we get a and a gets cancelled, v here one v remains. So here this d comes to the numerator. And rho vd by eta is nothing but Reynolds number. It means ratio of inertial force and viscous force is Reynolds number. As for friction, we had advantages and disadvantages. Just like that, for turbulence also, we have advantages as well as disadvantages. Let us see some of those. First, let us consider disadvantages of turbulence. Turbulence dissipates. Dissipates means wastes kinetic energy, usually in the form of heat. Racing cars and planes are engineered to precision in order to minimize turbulence. How means by designing with proper shapes. See, as far as the aeroplane is considered, its front part or its wings. See how they are designed. The upper part have the curved shape and the lower part is flat, and the angle between the flow direction and chord will be a small angle. In mass, we have heard about chord, CHORD, chord. If this is a circle, the line joining any 2 points on a circle is called chord. So just like that, here, see, just now I told you the upper part is curved, lower part is flat. So, and this flat is nothing but a chord. So this chord is extended here, and this is the moving direction. So the angle between chord and moving direction is shown by alpha, and if this angle alpha is called as angle of attack. See, here it is given the angle of attack. The angle of attack should not exceed 3 to 4 degrees to minimize resistance due to air. To minimize resistance due to air. So in this way, the care is taken to minimize the turbulence. On the other hand, turbulence, like friction, is sometimes desirable. Turbulence promotes mixing and increases the rates of transfer of mass, momentum, and energy. The blades of a kitchen mixer induce turbulent flow and provide thick milkshakes, as well as beat eggs into uniform texture. So these are advantages. Next topic is critical velocity. The maximum velocity of a fluid in a tube for which the flow remains streamlined is called its critical velocity. It means up to a certain speed only it remains a steady flow. If speed if speed exceeds this value, that flow becomes turbulent. So we have defined this already here. Critical velocity, the maximum velocity of a fluid in a tube for which the flow remains streamlined, is called its critical velocity. Soon after that we defined another definition, critical Reynolds number. The value of Reynolds number at which turbulence sets in is called critical Reynolds number. And here the expression for Reynolds number is R is equal to rho Vd by eta. So when velocity exceeds critical velocity, this Reynolds number becomes critical Reynolds number. So we can write here at V is equal to Vc, R is equal to Rc. That is critical Reynolds number. Substituting these here, we get Rc is equal to rho Vc d by eta, or Vc is equal to Rc into eta by rho into d. So in this way we can write expression for critical velocity.